Hi there, I'm Angela. Welcome to Just Me and My Fabric, and this is another episode of Friday Sews. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, welcome to Friday Sews, and a big thanks to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room who started Friday Sews. And it's a video series that comes out every week on Friday, as the name suggests, where we chat a little bit about what we're working on, how life has been for the past week, and so on. So today I have a few things to share with you guys. And the first, we can talk a little bit about what I've been sewing. And also, I'd love it for you guys to share in the comments the things that you're working on too. This is much more fun when it's like a two-way conversation. So as far as what I've been working on, by and large, I am working on McCall's M7999. And this was my second project that I had planned for the month of March. And I'm almost finished with it. I just have to, so what I'm doing, let me back up. I'm doing essentially view B, but I have made some modifications to it. And when I do the reveal and the pattern review, I'll talk to you about the things that I changed. So it's going pretty well. And I just need to hem the sleeves and do the bottom hem and then do the edge finish for the side slit there. I actually did two side slits, one on each side, so I'll have to do the finish treatment for those. And it's going really well. It's been, as expected, a pretty easy make. I'm using a rib knit, and it's been easy to work with. What I was really happy with is that my neckband came out really well. Since I'm kind of fairly new still to sewing with knits, that for me has been like the biggest trouble spot, trying to get the neckband or neck binding to lay flat and not kind of, like bowl over. So with this, I have to say it's like perfect. I don't know if it was like the way that the pattern is, or if I've improved my technique. Either way, it's like the best neckband I've ever done on a knit garment. So I'm really happy about that. And it's fitting pretty well, but let's just chat about fit for a moment. So as you probably saw, this is a very form-fitting knit dress, just in case. And the model looks absolutely stunning in her dress. Now, I don't have that model's body. So, as I've been test fitting the dress, I have to say, while it does fit really well, and I feel like I've done a good job with the fit, and it's a knit, so it's very forgiving if you don't choose the exact correct size or whatever. I'm going to have to gain a whole lot of courage to wear this dress out in public, I think. And also, I've never, I don't think ever in my life worn any kind of shapewear like Spanx or anything like that. Not that I don't need it, but the one time that I was in a department store trying something like that on, it was so, like the whole process of just trying to get the thing on was so terrible and time consuming that I just threw my hands up and said, I'm not wearing this. I just will go without it. And I won't wear any garments that I would need to wear shapewear with. Well, let me tell you that if I'm going to wear this McCall's out in public, I think I'm going to have to revisit the shapewear department. So I will just leave it there. And next week, I hope to do the pattern review. Within the next 1 or 2 weeks, I'll do the pattern review and try it on for you guys. And that's going to be really, really uncomfortable. But I'm going to do it because I know several of you have commented that you're interested in this pattern and finding out how it goes. So it wouldn't really be fair to be talking about how much I'm sewing this pattern and then not show you the final result. So I'll show it to you, but I just ask that you be kind. So yeah, so that's that. And regarding the hashtag SewFrugal22 that's going on this month, I had hoped to maybe do an item of clothing for that, but it's looking like I probably won't. I haven't written it off yet, but I'm thinking I probably will not have time. So I tend to be a little bit of a slower paced sewist, And what I usually plan for in any given month is just 2 garments, and that's pretty much my limit. And now, especially, we'll talk a little more about life in general and other activities going on. But this is like extremely busy garden season for anyone doing a vegetable garden. So with all that going on, I'm pretty sure I won't be able to squeeze in a 3rd garment this month. But I'll shoot for next year because I love the whole idea of So Frugal. It's such a fantastic project. So that's a little bit of an update on that. One thing that I have been hearing more about recently, though, is Project Dress a Girl. Are you guys familiar with that? This is the sewing YouTuber that I've seen talk about this the most and be kind of the advocate for it is Mari from Mari Sews. I'll leave a link to her channel below, and she is a big proponent. She might be an ambassador for the program. So it's a program where sewists make dresses for younger girls around the world who are maybe in impoverished areas and don't have access to any new clothing and certainly not pretty or cute little dresses. So I'll leave a link to the Project Dress a Girl website there. They do have certain guidelines that you need to follow if you want to make the dresses. And I think if I'm pretty sure I want to get involved in this and at least make a couple every year. They're really simple dresses, but I'm not sure of all the details. Like, do you have to use only specific patterns? I know that there are rules and guidelines that you have to follow. So I think I'm going to get in touch with Mari and get her help and maybe some guidance on how to start this. And yeah, I'm pretty sure she must be like some type of an ambassador advocate for the program, but it's such a wonderful program. I'll leave a link to Marty's channel and to the Project Dress a Girl channel in case you guys are interested. What I read on their website that some of these girls, this dress might be the only like new dress or new article of clothing that they ever get like in their childhood or lifetime. So it's so sad. And if I can help out in any way, count me in. So I'm excited to kind of get involved with that. And so that leads me to my next sewing update. Pam from MadebyPAM, I'll leave a link to her channel below too. She reached out to me recently when I did a pattern haul showing you guys some new patterns that I picked up on a Simplicity sale. And one of those was Simplicity S8843. I'll show you. It is this anorak or jacket. And she had left a comment saying that she had recently gotten this pattern too, but hadn't made it. And why don't we do a collab on it? So I thought that was a fantastic idea. I've never made like a full-on jacket before. I've made like a little fleece jacket that just had buttons, so no separating zipper. I don't think it had pockets. So it was much simpler than this. And I was so happy she reached out to me, because otherwise who knows how long I would have put this off. So yeah, so she's going to like announce it on her channel as well. So if you guys would like to follow along as we make this jacket. So our goal is to each make a jacket, and I know for sure I'm doing view B, which is this one here with the hood and with the exposed zipper. I'm not doing the one with the little placket there. So yeah, and our goal is to get our jackets made by the end of April and then do a reveal. So if any of you guys have made this jacket before, let me know what your experience was, how it turned out for you. It doesn't call for a lining, but I think I'm going to add a lining to it. I'll show you the fabrics that I'm planning to use for this. Hang on just a sec. So I'm using this, it's like a light taupe colored twill, and it's extremely lightweight. When you think of twill, you might think of heavier like a denim. This is definitely not that. It's very thin. It almost feels kind of nylon-ish. I don't remember exactly what the contents are, but I'll find that out and put it up on the screen for you. But it's pretty thin, and while that might be okay by itself for the jacket, if I just want like a very lightweight jacket, I thought it might be fun to line it. And I have the perfect piece of flannel to do that. And I measured it out because I didn't, this is only 45 inches and I didn't think I was going to have enough. So I actually laid this out, cut out the pattern pieces and kind of laid them out. And it turns out I have like exactly enough. And that is if I do not line the sleeves, which I'm perfectly fine with not lining the sleeves, because my thoughts are that anytime I'm wearing this flannel lined jacket, it's probably going to be in a season where it's a long sleeve season anyway. And it's already kind of hard to, if you're wearing long sleeves and then you put on a jacket with long sleeves and it has this kind of a fleece or a flannel lining, the sleeves kind of, you know, stick together and then you're like tugging at your sleeves trying to get them down, your like your top, your shirt sleeves. So I thought it might actually work out better if I don't line the sleeves. So I'm really excited about that. But the hood will be lined. So the bodice, front and back, and the hood will all be lined with the flannel. And I thought that these go together so nicely. Yeah, these were already pieces that I had in my stash. And I had originally earmarked this for another jacket. Um, but now that I'm going to do this collaboration with Pam, I thought, well, I'd rather just use this now with a jacket I'm already planning to make than hold it for a future make. I can always get another piece of fabric for that other jacket if and when I make it. And I thought that, you know, the colors go together so nicely. It was one of those like made to be type of things, especially considering that I have like exactly enough for the lining. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And definitely encourage you guys to head over to Pam's channel and watch her videos as well if you don't already. And on the life front, as I mentioned, spring is the busiest season in a veggie gardener's life. Once you know, once the plants are growing, the seeds are in and the seedlings are up and you get them into the ground, and by that time summer's rolling around, and it kind of slows down a little bit because at that point you're just watering and keeping the weeds out. So it's like a slow, steady maintenance kind of thing. But spring is crazy busy. And then of course in fall it gets really busy again with harvesting. If you're doing food preservation, that takes a lot of time, and also cleanup. So yeah, that's keeping me really busy. I'll try to insert a couple pictures of my seedlings so far. My cabbage plants are going like gangbusters, and same with my peppers and tomatoes. So I'll try to put some pictures of those into the video. And other than that, this week, regarding life in general, it's been pretty quiet. There hasn't been too much else going on. Those things have been keeping me pretty busy. Yeah, I did make a beefless stew earlier in the week, and I am primarily plant-based. Occasionally, I'll have like a fish sandwich. That's once in a very blue moon, or maybe something that has some shrimp in it. But that's just like 3 or 4 times a year. And then once every now and then, I might have like real like dairy cheese on my pizza. But primarily, by and large, I'm plant-based. And so I found a recipe for a beefless stew and it looked pretty good. So I made a big pot of that and it was pretty good. The only things though that I would change, I think the recipe is a good base and it has potential. I definitely would leave out, it called for like a half cup of parsley and it was overpowering. And also it called for like a tablespoon of rosemary, dried rosemary. And together, those two seasonings were pretty overpowering. I think they kind of like took over the whole stew. Of course, the next day it mellowed out a little bit and the flavors kind of calmed down and all melded together. But I'm going to try it again. I'm not writing it off. Sometimes you can, if you find a recipe and it has potential, you know, it's not quite perfect yet, but it's good enough that I think I can make it change, do some little tweaks on it and make it a little bit better next time. So yeah, I think next time I'm going to make it again. I think I'm just going to leave out the rosemary altogether and maybe the parsley. Maybe I'll put just like a much smaller amount of parsley in and up the amount of Italian seasoning. So yeah, and other than that, I think that's probably about it. I lead a pretty boring life. Yeah, I don't go out too much. Like we hardly go out. Even before the pandemic, we weren't big like socializers. Every now and then we might have friends over here or go to a friend's house, but those are kind of few and far between. We're kind of like we're not isolated where we live. We have a little bit of property, but we're close enough to the city that we could go out to dinner or go to the movies or something like that with no trouble at all. But we just tend to be like both my husband and I we're very much into our home life and our hobbies. He's avidly into 3D printing, and also he's a like a technology geek, so he's always got something going on there. So we tend to get kind of wrapped up in those, and it keeps us busy. Although, we do like to visit with family sometimes too. Um, so that's about it. How's your guys' week been? Are you working on anything interesting? How has your life been? Have you done anything fun this week? Let me know in the comments. That'll be interesting to hear. And next time I will have a video for you with a very mini fabric haul. It's just 2 pieces and they were both remnant pieces. So I already have items designated to make with those. One of them is a camisole top, and the other is like a little toboggan hat. So small, quick items, and just needed a couple little remnant pieces. And I fell in love with the pieces of fabric when I saw them, so that kind of prompted me to find patterns to go with the fabric. Is that how you guys operate too? Like you find the perfect piece of fabric and then like search out a pattern that goes with it, or is it the other way around? You find a pattern that you love and then you have to search for a fabric that goes with it. I kind of do it both ways, but in this case, with these remnant pieces, I definitely fell in love with the fabrics first and then found patterns to go with. So I'll show you that, and that should be coming out on Sunday. And I hope that you've had a really good week. And until next time, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I love interacting with you guys in the comments. So if you feel inclined to leave a comment, please feel free to do so. And until next time, bye.